I'm going to give you a simple high protein vegan meal prep structure that's going to take your gains to the next level. And by the end of the video, you're going to know how much protein you need to be eating every single day and how to make that happen. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when it comes to their fitness journey is they try to complicate their meal prep too much. And fitness by itself is already a complex topic for most people. So you want to make it as easy as possible to follow the structure, to follow your meal plan, to follow your nutrition, and to follow your training plan. And the nutrition side is incredibly important because you can work out all you want, but if you don't have the right macros, the right protein, and the right amount of calories, you're never going to achieve the results you could achieve. So let's go ahead and start with how much protein we recommend in Jack Vegans. Typically for most people, somewhere in between the range of 0.7 grams to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight is gonna be more than enough. If you're on the leaner side, so if you don't have a lot of body fat, you can go towards the higher end, somewhere in between 0.9 to 1.1, even 1.2. If you're carrying a little bit too much body fat, then you're gonna go towards the lower end. Even a little bit less, you can do something like 0.6 all the way to 0.8. It's gonna also depend on your preferences. If you enjoy eating a high protein vegan meal plan, then obviously you can go a little bit higher. If you don't enjoy it, then you can go a little bit lower. So don't overcomplicate it. Pick a number in between the range and just stick to that number. That's gonna be perfect for you to fuel your gains in the gym. So now that you know how much protein you need to be eating, let's go ahead and create the meals. So we need 3 basic ingredients for your protein. We need seitan, we need tofu. 2 meals are gonna be made of seitan and tofu. And the way you're gonna prep them is gonna be so simple. You're gonna chop the seitan up, you're gonna mix it with the tofu, and you're gonna put it in a Tupperware. Each Tupperware contains 2 servings worth of protein because we're gonna be dividing your total daily intake into 4 daily meals. So let's say, for example, that someone's eating 200 grams, this Tupperware would contain 2 servings of 50 grams of protein. Okay, now that we know the protein, now we have 2 meals out of the way because you're gonna be eating 2 meals made of seitan and tofu. The other 2 meals are gonna be smoothies made of protein powder. We love Birdman Life. This specific line, the Performance Slice, is amazing. Comes with added creatine, so you don't even need to remember about taking creatine. So for the same person that's eating 200 grams a day, it would be 2 smoothies with 50 grams each. And now we got the protein out of the way. It is that simple. After you know how you're gonna be getting your protein, it's important that you fill up the rest of the calories with carbohydrates and fats. And to keep things simple, what we're gonna do is focus on prepping ingredients and not meals. That means that instead of prepping like a full meal, let's say that you wanna use potatoes for carbohydrates. You're gonna prep a batch of potatoes. And then you're going to assemble the meals on a daily basis because you already got your servings of tofu and seitan. You can mix them with potatoes. Let's say you wanna eat rice instead, you can use a rice cooker to cook the rice. Same for your smoothies. It takes probably 5 minutes to prep a smoothie, and depending on how many calories you need to be eating on a daily basis, then you can just mix the protein powder with different fruits to make up for the carbohydrates and the fats. You can use bananas, you can use frozen berries. It doesn't really matter what you pick for your smoothies. Make them enjoyable, but remember that you need to be hitting the amount of calories you need to reach your goal, whether you want to lose body fat or gain muscle mass. So focus on prepping foods instead of meals. And lastly, we prep our veggies in a container because, again, we want to make it easy. If you're assembling a meal on the fly, you can just figure out how many potatoes you need, for example, how many veggies you need, and you just quickly add them to a Tupperware and you got a meal. It's gonna take you less than 5 minutes to prep it. And it's gonna be incredibly simple to stick to your meal plan. And this is gonna be incredibly useful if you're living with more people because then you don't need to pre-assemble meals for everyone. You can just cook a batch of potatoes and then your family or the people that live with you can just go to the batch of potatoes and just grab as many as they want. And once you run out of potatoes, you make more. And that way it's a lot easier to stay on track and you're not relying on, this is my meal, don't freaking touch it. If you touch it, all my macros are messed up. Because if you need 300 grams of potatoes, then you just grab them from the batch. And if the other person needs 200, they grab them from the batch. Same thing for the vegetables. I'm using potatoes a lot as an example, but it doesn't have to be potatoes. It could be sweet potatoes, it could be rice, it could be spaghetti, it could be any carbohydrate that you like. And for your fats, you can use olive oil, avocados for your salty meals. And for your smoothies, you can use peanut butter, you can use almond butter, you can use hazelnut butter, you can use coconut oil, you can use chia seeds, whatever you prefer. Remember, what we're trying to do here is hit our protein and hit our calories because I'm assuming you're gonna be training because you're watching the Jack Vegans channel and you wanna get jacked. So once you pair good nutrition with good training and you do that consistently, you're gonna get an amazing body. I dropped a lot of resources down in the description. You're gonna find a calorie calculator, you're gonna find training programs, you're gonna find my 7-day high protein vegan challenge, which is gonna help you build your own vegan meal plan and calculate your calories. It's a little bit more in depth than this video, so check it out in the description. And if you like the video, remember to drop a like, a comment, and a subscription. This is it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Julian here, signing off.